This is Navajo Grandma, and today we're going to learn the Dine point of view of the sacred corn and its uses. Grandma did sketch this stalk of corn. First off, really quick, these are called the tassels, and these are the anthers, and those are the little golden parts of the tassels where it withholds the corn pollen. And excuse me for having to straighten this out. But then this part of the stalk of corn is called the tassel internode, and that there's certain portions that hold this up, because look at how long this is, and the strength of the stalk. Then you have the silk of the corn right here. You have the ear, the kernels, and the corn cob. Then you have the leaf blade, which is, the corn husks, and the leaf sheath. Okay, and that's right there, almost towards the bottom, as well as they call this the tiller. I believe that's what gives it strength to hold up too. And then you have the brace roots, which are the ones when you try to pull these up after after the harvest, they look like this, and they've got little hands that go in this direction, and they're the ones that hold this stalk into the ground. Here are the roots, and they call these the brace roots, and here are the roots. And Grandma has a corn seed here. And so now, just as far as that's concerned, here is a corn, and here is the silk. And as you know what this is, it's a very simple elementary thing. And this is the silk. You have the husk, and you have the corn cob that's inside. And we will go ahead and proceed. Now I'm going to tell you about this. Now there's three items I would like you to know about. I will tell about the corn. Nada alto toi hayugo choe means the corn has many uses. And then we're going to talk about some different ways of usage. Now we're going to talk about this first one. It's called Nada Betradin A Bay Sodahodizin, meaning corn pollen is used for prayer. And Grandma has the corn pollen here, and I keep mine. This is a container, it's a holder, a little leather bag, and I usually put them in here. I don't like to spread it inside the bag because sometimes you can't get all the corn pollen out, and I like to have this, and I keep this in here so that it's just what I do. And some people don't. I do it. And these are little bags that you can put in here, and then you can safely keep your your little medicine bag of corn pollen. Now I will read this to you, and we'll be discussing this. You hold that out. Bih means it belongs to, or it has, tadadine. Now tadadine is basically corn pollen. And then you say a bay is by which, or it is used. And then so dahodizin. So is like your tongue. Okay, your tongue is holy, and with that you say a prayer. And tadadine is in the corn, in the tassels right here. And Navajos they highly value the corn pollen, and the corn pollen becomes a sacred offering, and it represents a new life of healing, light, meaning knowledge and power. Okay, Nada corn, bih belongs to Dine, light all over the place. Dine would be light all over the place. So by symbolism, this corn pollen, let's keep it up here, it symbolizes the light that goes in you. It goes inside you, around you, above you, and below you, all over the place. So when you refer to prayer with pollen, you take a pinch and with your fingers, and you place some on the top of your tongue, and your tongue is called your tso, and that is the beginning of the word tso daho dezin. Then from there you put the corn pollen on top of your head, or the crown, or spiral. I'm taking a pinch. You pinch the corn pollen, and so you put some in your tongue. Oops, I don't want to stick that in mine. You put some on your head, and then you spread it. You allow it to go. And I'll explain what I just did. This is the part of, now I think you can see it maybe, but I will show you. And that pollen, okay, is very sacred. When you are using this pollen, like Grandma just showed you, and putting it on her tongue, you are being blessed by the light. Do you see that? From there, you take the rest of the pinch of corn pollen and you let it go into the air, okay? And that, when you do that, you're meaning that I want Mother Earth and Father Sky and all things that is in Mother Earth and Father Sky to partake of the corn pollen, or if there is holy beings out there, they too can partake of some of this corn pollen. I am offering this to you. That's how Navajo prayers get started, using the corn pollen. It is used in many different ways. It is used in weddings, puberty ceremonies, the healing ceremonies, and all different types of ceremonies. It is said every Navajo should have a little pouch in their hand or on their purse. Here we go. With this corn pollen to take with you all places, wherever you go, that you use it every day when you pray. You should pray more than once a day, and this is for the use to pray often. It is a reminder that this is a healthy pollen for you, and Grandma always explains to you how important it is to pray always. You know that. Nada betadidin e be tso dahodezin. And whenever I talk about the tso right there, which is your tongue is holy. So the word you are saying or going to be saying are holy words in your prayer. There are many different ways you use corn, whether it be the pollen silk, okay, which is this little brown, that brown area, the husk, stalk, or the roots. Corn is a universal food, and this is so beautiful. It is sacred to the Navajos. Thus it is planted, harvested, stored, and used for everyday use, for sustenance. And you know that, and you understand that. And that is what I want you to remember. Number 2. Now this says, now notice when you say nada, you're talking about the corn. Now this one, how we're addressing this, you have to say, use this little glottal and you stop it really quick. You don't draw it out. Nada asoy do nada askai e Naharago, tatanil. So the yellow corn, okay, this is not soy. This is the yellow corn. Do na alkai. The white corn. Okay, we're introducing this. The yellow corn and the white corn. It says you use both when you're doing a ceremony. Now, Kinaalda, you know my grandfather, he prayed while using the yellow corn, which is the female, okay? And then the white corn also he used, which is male. And he would use this, and he would face the east, and he would give everyone a pinch, and you would pinch it, and then you would let it go to the east, okay? And you say, I am blessed, and bless others. So that is what the white corn is for. What you do is you go around now remember, that's a morning prayer. In the evening, you go around your house clockwise, and you face the west, and again, you use your yellow and your white corn, and you pray, and you let it go. And you say it again, I am blessed, and I bless others. Number 3, Al-Kad Alto Na Dan Be Atal Eh. Notice you don't say that, that God will go eh. Okay. Al-Kad Alto Na Dan Be Atal Eh. That means the Navajo puberty cake, also made using corn. All right? And the Navajo puberty cake, which you are going to see, the whole cake is made out of corn. And it is not a small cake, as you can see. You dig a big hole in the ground. Thereafter, you put corn husk all inside, as you can see. The Kinaalda, which is the girl, the young girl who is no longer a girl, she's now become a lady to have children now. This young lady, dressed in her traditional clothes, as you can see, is wearing her tsiye, and is the person who grinds the corn. Now notice this is not fresh corn she grinds. She grinds the hard, dried corn. It requires a great work to stir the cake batter using the 7 stirring sticks called adisen, which is the sacred, basically the sacred stirring sticks. And you do it with prayer. And as you can tell, the girl is using this and stirring the cake batter, some with her mother. She then finishes, then the batter is poured onto the corn husks. Poured and poured and poured, if you can see how much. The mother or grandmother know the exact amount of cake to be baked. It bakes all day and all night. The alcad refers to a delightful sweet cake. Grandma sure misses going out to the juniper area and to do this. Now let me come up and do a close-up. Here is Grandma's drawing, and here we have the corn stalk, the tassels, the anthers where the corn pollen is shaken off, and then the tassel intermode, the silk, the ear, the leaf, the blade, and the sheath, leaf sheath, which is the, now we have the leaf blade we call husks, and anyways, the brace, the tiller, the roots, and then the kernel, the corn seed. I wanted you to see this, and then, like Grandma has explained to you, these are the 3 different uses that the Navajos use, and how sacred all of this is. This is the female. Okay, now I have it here saying yellow corn is male, the white corn is female. Now the yellow corn doesn't, this is pollen. I don't have the yellow corn, but this is the white corn, and it's just a different color, and again, that's used for prayer. Then we have the corn itself, and look how beautiful. Here is the corn, the silk, and the husk, and the kernels here, and how beautiful and what a blessing we have. So I hope you enjoyed this, and go on out. Grandma loves you.